Hello everyone! Before we continue with talking about the news, I would just like to mention the fact this channel has memberships. Obviously, make sure you are 13 and up before you even consider it, in compliance with COPPA, just to say. Obviously, you should not be on YouTube if you are not that age. 12 and under is YouTube Kids, just to mention that. That is obvious. But regardless, if you're able to go into any one of these tiers, I'm very thankful. If you can't, regardless, I'm very thankful for your support nonetheless. So we cracked the code on Rise. No joke. Now, before I even continue with mentioning anything at all, just because we might have almost all of the names doesn't mean that there might not be one or two changes or one or two surprises. Because don't forget, for Beyblade Burst Turbo, I believe, when did the big Turbo leak come out? It was like back in, when did the Turbo link with Air Knight, the K4, the Kraken K4? I think that was the same time, wasn't it? I think it was around the same time. And now, these listings are just keep on getting listed and listed. The most recent update we got, when was this stuff even listed? Like early this week, as of this recording of this video, this month, February. So that's just to show you. So I think we pretty much got almost every single thing. One or two things may be off, but we also, I'm pretty sure, got the localization names for now everything complete. So let's get started. So we're gonna go by stuff. We just gotta go because it's a lot to like delve into and just like talk about. What I want to talk about is actually Hypersphere Royal Genesis G5. So first of all, the price of this is going to be a starter. It is going to be a starter. So if you don't know what Royal Genesis is, because for whatever reason the localization names, they haven't been caught up with it, Royal Genesis is the one I'm holding right here in my hand. Regalia Genesis, since it is a Hypersphere, like very confident it's not going to have anything electric with it. So if you're wondering on that, I am very curious to see how they're going to handle Royal Genesis because of the whole system and everything. The prediction that I've been saying for the longest time would be either the lair is just a single piece, or what they'll do is they'll make Royal like an actual lair base / gamma base, and they'll make Regalia Genesis just a chip, and that's how they'll do it. Or maybe they just do all these other things, but I'm gonna go over all these listings, and then after I'm gonna go and do a breakdown for what we were able to find out and say this is this wave, this is that wave, that is this wave, etc. Alright, so next up, following, Knockout Odin is going to be called Myth Odax 05 for Hasbro. That is Myth Odax 05. If you don't know what Knockout Odin is, for whatever the reason may be, Knockout Odin is the evolution of Odin, or Odax, I should say. That is a really awesome thing. I'm actually going to be holding the TAKARA TOMY one in my hand. I believe it's going to be called Myth instead of Knockout, I guess. Unless they make a new layer base for it, this is what Knockout Odin looks like. I'm curious to see how they're going to be doing Myth Odax. Of course, everything's something to change. We have to wait until eventually we get more pictures and all that kind of stuff. But moving forward, Kirby's K5 and Cyclops C5. Now, the more that I thought about this, I actually think it's in the wrong order of how they're saying the names. And I actually think Cyclops is going to be an evolution of Cyclops. And I'll get to why, depending on whatever I title the video. I think Kirby will either be a Guardian or a Hazard recolor. And moving on to the next one, Valtryek V5 RD. So if you don't know, RD just means, I'm just gonna go off what I remember I was being told. RD is like Redeca, like a recolor, right? So like, I think I've seen it like RD with like a Shindra, right? RD is just like a recolor for the Bay. Yeah, so I don't know what parts they'll give, I don't know what it's going to be like, but it is going to definitely be 100% a recolor for Valtryek. So going back to that, we've got Master Devilos D5 and Emperor Fornius F5. So Fornius obviously going to be a recolor. Devilos, well, it didn't say Emperor Fornius, but let's be honest, it's just going to be Emperor Fornius. Devilos D5. I'm going to be honest, considering how it's been a little bit bit difficult for them to execute some gimmicks on a lot of stuff. Don't be too surprised if for whatever reason Master does not actually have the flippable gimmick to it, and it's like they release one right version of Master and a left version of Master. Who knows? Maybe they can pull it. I think they could probably pull out the flippable gimmick. Who knows? Right? Who knows? I think they could do it. But next up is actually Command Dragon D5. I know what you're thinking. Command Dragon? What's Command Dragon? So if you recall, we did find a listing called Imperial Dragon D5, but don't forget something. Venom Diabolos D5, Knockout Odin 05 are also listings found, and those are the TT names. A lot of times they're the TAKARA TOMY names, but then after the listings will get updated with the actual name. So if you're wondering, I'll say this unless somehow it changes, Command Dragon seems to be Imperial Dragon. So Command Dragon D5 will be the name, right? That's confirmed through what we were able to see because we compared the information that we saw. So yeah, because before it had the Japanese, a lot of times listings will have the Japanese names, and then after it turns out that it's completely something else. I would say though, if you're wondering, Union Achilles is the name for Achilles. Heaven Pegasus got changed to Harmony Pegasus. I did actually have a whole video breaking down the whole changes in the names for the localization of Beyblade Burst, so if you're just wondering. Moving forward, Eclipse Genesis is going to be Big Bang Genesis. Again, I don't really see the point in calling it Eclipse. I think Eclipse was a really silly name to give it. Anyways, this is what it looks like. I have no idea how Hasbro is going to do it. My guess would be that there's not going to be any customization on the armor. It's going to be just force molded on there, most likely. You know, knowing since it's Hasbro. After that, there is Lord Spryzen and Rock Tavor. Right? So with Lord Spryzen and everything, I don't know how they're going to do it. Rock Tavor, obviously it'll be Crash, Rock Tavor. And the biggest one, I was surprised before we break down what we think the waves are going to be like, is Monster Ogre 05 and On Guard. So that's why I'm saying Cyclops will probably be the evolution, because of the fact that, you know, why they just put Cyclops and nothing else on their own. Monster Ogre seems to be the evolution of Ogre. This does make a lot of sense if you think about it, because Sphinx got an evolution, Kraken got an evolution, Ogre, and even if maybe Cyclops too, they all came around the same time for Turbo, so it makes sense those would get the evolution. And that also will explain why Marigna and a lot of the other ones just didn't get any evolutions for them. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go to one image as I'm going to be explaining how I believe the waves are going to be breaking down to. So first of all, we already know everything for Wave 2, Dusk Balkesh and Arrest Devilos, the 2-packs, all that kind of stuff, Zone Lunar, blah, 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 blah. So for Wave 2, we know what that is. For Wave 3, this is what we're saying for Wave 3. So for Wave 3, we are saying it's going to be Harmony Pegasus, the Valtryek Recolor, Union Achilles, and that one listing that said New Diabolos, Devilos, whatever. I don't know what it is. It's a recolor maybe, but I don't know. Each wave always has 3 bays, so it might just be a repeat or something. I don't know. Because a lot of times they'll put like, I remember I saw one listing on one of the sites where it's like New Beyblade Burst Turbo Slingshot Wave, and it was just repeats from before. So don't be too surprised if there are repeats. I think what was it? For Turbo, what was it? The last wave of Turbo, they repeated a Hell Salamander, or Heat Salamander, I mean. So don't be too surprised if there's a repeat or something like that. We said for the following, for the 2-packs actually, what did we say for the 2-packs? We said that Wave 3, Monster Ogre, On Guard, and Lord Spryzen and Rock Tavor should probably be Wave 3, right? And then after we were saying for Wave 4, Myth, Odax, Command Dragon, Eclipse Genesis, and for the 2-packs, Kirbyus, Cyclops, Master Devilos, Fornius. And it does make sense because if you think about it for a second, with how Rise has worked, except for the first wave, it's always been 3 bays, 2 2-packs, and then after like 1 repeat for the 2-packs and 1 repeat for the, you know.
Compared to the past, there used to be 4, let's say 2-packs. Now it's only 3 and 1 is a repeat. So in reality, it's only 2 new ones.
Yeah, so the only things we're going to be missing right now is the singles. That's the only other thing I can think of that we're missing, right? Because for the singles, they're probably going to do more waves of the singles as it moves on. I don't think, how many waves did Turbo have for singles?
Well, maybe the same, it's just we don't know wave 3 and 4, that's what's...
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to really put it off with. So the only stuff, now to go back actually just to discuss this just for the end, the only stuff we don't know, considering that they're doing these bases, is we don't know if they're going to do flare, we don't know if they're going to be doing tact, or poison. Most likely those could be singles. We also don't know about the lair base that's on Naked Spriggan. That's definitely going to get renamed. And I'm trying to think if there's any other release or anything like that. Yeah, that's kind of it. I'm not going to be referring to any of the old gen stuff. I don't think they're doing any old gen stuff for sure. But I think we cracked the code. I think we saw what's going to be for each of the waves. And, you know, found the names. And by the way, I wouldn't rush out this video if I didn't know with 100% certainty that it would be what it is. Otherwise, I would have just done the video. It would have been a lot shorter just discussing the names that got revealed. So I pretty much said what you can expect for the rest of Rise. However, don't forget that there's stuff like, what was it? There's still surprises that HASBRO can throw in, like for Turbo, which is the Riptide Launcher, Cross Collision, the other tournaments that they did right at the end for Turbo. Was there anything else Turbo released? I think it was only those 3 things. So that's really what you can expect for Turbo. That's what you can expect for Beyblade Burst Rise. Overall, considering everything, I actually would like this lineup a lot more than Turbo. It feels like, I don't know, in a way it kind of feels like more content that we're getting. You know, like more things, because with Turbo it felt really like empty. To like Rise, we actually wow, they're doing Odax, they're doing this, they're doing that. So in the comment section below you can tell me your thoughts for everything. And I'm very curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And yeah, I'm just trying to wonder. I don't know. I could also think of some other stuff. Like maybe they could also do like, I guess this is called Big Bang Apocalypse with the Big Bang armor. Or you're gonna call it maybe Eclipse Apocalypse. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm really excited to see where Rise is gonna go. Just because I want to see how they're gonna handle all the bays. Obviously, all the tips of Hypersphere, I already know they're not going to have the gimmick, so they're just going to have the game. I just want to see what they're going to do. And yeah, here's to hoping it's going to be good. So thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day.